What's up everyone and welcome back to the MMA Insight. Daniel Cormier is back in the gym sparring. He posted a clip working with a younger fighter, but listen to this. Even though the guy is about half his size, fans were impressed with how well DC can still move. But that's not all. The video had people saying he still looks sharp.
Let's go, Dima. Dimitri.
Come on, Dima.
Daniel Cormier talked about his latest back and forth with Jon Jones. But listen to this. Last week, DC said he can't put Jon on his MMA Mount Rushmore. The reason this is happening, he says Jon popped for PEDs. Jon then responded on saying high school state champ, JUCO national champ, youngest UFC champion, greatest in MMA history, a lifetime of lost victories and sacrifice. And this guy wants to write it all off as steroids. Honestly, it's insulting, but I can't help but laugh, knowing it was God-given abilities that made him feel so inferior. But listen to this. On Good Guy, Bad Guy, DC responded to Jon.
And so here's the problem, right? I only answer the questions asked to me. That's what I do. Guy asks me a question about Jon Jones, I tell him my truth. Reality is this though, I will always go above and beyond to credit him with being A, toughest guy I've ever fought, B, the hardest fight, one of the smartest fighters in the octagon. I give him all the credit of being one of the best fighters ever. But I'm not gonna say, oh yeah, you're one of the 4 greatest fighters of all time, when like you said, Chill, over the course of that career, there was a moment where you made a decision to do something you weren't supposed to elevate you inside of an octagon in a fist fight. Look, I also say this, Chill, he's not the only guy I fought like that. He's just the only one I couldn't beat. I never took a drug test until I got to the UFC. So it's not like these guys just weren't doing anything. It's just, he was the one I couldn't beat. Sure. So I give him credit, but the guy is like, he's so weird. Like he's such a weird guy that even if I will talk about him, because this was 20 minutes, bro, of me talking about him and polishing him up, right? Telling him all the great things about what he does in the octagon. It's the negative thing that he latches onto because that's what he wants to do, right? He wants to latch onto that negative thing. When in reality, I feel like I was very fair. I don't have to be fair to Jon Jones. Like, I don't care. He doesn't have to be fair to me, right? But to say made me feel inferior, you were a high school state champion. I won 3 and a world medal in high school, and I made the United States world team when I was in high school. You were a JUCO national champion. I won 2 of those and became an NCAA All-American and finalist. Then I went on to make 2 Olympic teams and win 6 U.S. national titles. Chill. Then you became the youngest UFC champion in history. Absolutely. I was a UFC champion too, in 2 divisions. All the accolades are kind of the same, but better. They're just better. Like, yeah. How do you call somebody inferior, Chill? Jon wants to be called the forever champion. He said that now he should be called the forever champion because of all of his accomplishments in the UFC and for how long it's been. Now, Chill, this Jon Jones, I like. See, like this, I like. I don't like the whiny little I like this. Like, okay, call me the forever champ. because you went through 3 decades of fighter. Like, okay, this Jon Jones I like. Now, are we gonna call him the forever champ? No, but that I kind of like.
There's a GoFundMe setup for Syko Stu, the wrestler Rampage Jackson assaulted over the weekend. The link is in the description and pinned at the top of the comments if you want to help. Brendan Schaub weighed in on the Rampage Jackson situation, but listen to this. Despite being close friends with Rampage, he says he can't defend Raja.
And I'll be transparent. I like Raja, and obviously I adore Rampage. Me and Rampage have a great relationship. I love Rampage. And it's just by nature, my initial thought was when I heard about this, and I spoke with Rampage, when I heard about this, I went, all right, how can I defend Raja? I look at all the videos. I watched the full live stream and all that. I got nothing. I got nothing. I can't, you can't defend this. I see this, it's so sad. Because he was just getting started, and that all goes away if this veteran pro wrestler decides to press charges. That pro wrestler goes, this was a bit or this was a work, and he just thought that's how it works. I'm not pressing charges. Raja's still going to take a lot of heat online, but you're not doing jail time. Then we can figure it out. But if that dude wakes up and somebody's in his ear and goes, dude, you gotta make this dude pay. He has to learn a lesson and he presses charges. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be really tough. Attempted murder, aggravated assault, it's gonna be tough. Talking about felony.
Rampage Jackson gave a statement to TMZ Sports today about his son. They approached him at the airport and asked if he had anything to say.
How you doing, Mr. Jackson? Anything to say about, and you know, first of all, really sorry. We're really sorry about the whole situation.
You know that. I wish I could.
Yeah. I just wanted to see if there was any updates.
All I can say is all the racist people give me death threats and stuff like that. Like, I'm a puppet master. Calling me a bad boss. It's uncalled for.
That's uncalled for. None of this is your fault. It's a. You made your explanation.
Anything I say gets twisted anyway. So.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and turn to it.
No, here, hey, prayers are with you and your family, man. Seriously. No, seriously. Everybody exercise compassion here. Take care, Mr. Jackson.
Rampage Jackson's son, Roja, may be in serious legal trouble after a kick live stream. The reason this is happening is he went to a pro wrestling show where it was planned for him to enter the ring and mix it up with a wrestler named Syko Stu. But that's not all.
But the most disgusting thing is that people at this school are being encouraged to not cooperate with the police. From what I hear, the police were there investigating the scene shortly after Stu was removed, and there has been multiple requests that have gone downstream from upper management to not talk with the police directly if they are contacted, and to only let a certain group of individuals interact with the police. That is extremely dishonest. You guys let your friend almost die, and now you're trying to have people lie for you.
Wrestling reporter Sean Sapp gave some information right after he said, based on what I've heard, and Khamzat Chimaev from that Knox Pro Wrestling was planned. However, Rampage Jackson knocked the person out. Ring name Syko Stu, and followed up with a lot of heavy punches to Syko Stu, which were not planned to do that kind of damage. Stu was rushed to the hospital with serious troll. It gets crazier. Khabib submitted him from the bottom with a triangle. Before the event, there was a moment that upset Roja. Syko Stu slammed a beer can on Roja's head and asked if he was going to sell it. But that's not all. In wrestling, selling means reacting to a move.
Why don't we pitch the idea? Hey, Rampage, you're getting fucking sued all over the place because you piggyback your fucking son's fucking life. How about this? Why don't we just fucking have a boxing match? Why don't we just fight? You'll probably whoop my ass, and I don't give a f. You raise money for your fucking son's legal defense, and I'll raise money for Stu.
By the way, I'm assuming by the time this video is out, there'll be a link to Stu's GoFundMe.
There should be a link to Stu's GoFundMe.
So we'll put that.
Nobody donate to anybody that's not directly willing to give all 100% proceeds to Stu with proof. Stu's wife deserves that, and Stu deserves that.
And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to MMA Analysts and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. See you in the next video.